I'm Gabriel Mann, and I'm a composer of music for TV shows mainly. I worked for a bunch of composers as an assistant behind racks, plugging things in a lot, making cables look nice, and occasionally getting to write a little piece of music here and there. I wrote some songs with my mentor and former boss, David Schwartz, who was working on this new TV show called Arrested Development. And we wrote a couple songs together for that. And then I was working with him on other TV shows and gradually met some people and then wound up with my own pilot. And the pilot got picked up. And it was a big hit. It was called Modern Family. And that sort of changed the direction of everything. I think that my process is different depending on the project. First of all, sometimes I'm being asked to write songs. Songs are a completely different animal than score. With a song, you're presented essentially with a brief about what the song is for, why you're doing the song, does it land in the context of the show, and where we need to go from the beginning of the song to the end of the song, why the song is there. Usually a song is sort of like a self-contained thing, and a lot of times you're asked in media and songs for movies and TV shows to make songs that are part of a story rather than the whole story. And then in terms of score, every project is different. A comedy is different from a drama. Not all comedies are the same. Usually the job in a comedy is to try to make something that we haven't heard before and that we can immediately identify with that show. But with a drama, that's a little more heavy lifting in terms of the sheer amount of music that has to be written. There's, if you have a 44-minute dramatic TV show, you can have anywhere from like 15 to 35 to sometimes you're scoring literally the entire show. So that's its own challenge, keeping the music interesting and following the action and following the drama and following the subtext, and at the same time trying to make it sound cool. It's really fun. Like, to me, making something sound awesome that fits right in with what's happening on the screen is like that's like what it's about. When I went to Penn, there was a composer named George Crumb, who's a big-time composer guy. You'd bring in your thing, your chicken scratch, you'd like write this piano music on a thing, and he would sit down at the piano and play it flawlessly, perfect, like the first time. Then he would sit down with you with the score and cross out like half the notes. Every time, taking out half the notes made it 100 times better. You will often see me removing stuff from cues. I'll like load it up and then take stuff out and see what I can get away with having left in the end. I have a new project called Lincoln. It's about a serial killer. And I've never done that before. I'm not particularly dark as a person, but I do like to write dark music, and it's going to be different than your typical dark show. We have the last season of Modern Family, the final season. I did this series, High School Musical, the series for Disney+. It's interesting to work for Disney. I'd never really worked closely for Disney before, and that was really fun. I'm at CSEC because it's personal. To me, CSEC is by virtue of it being smaller, it's a more personal experience. And for me, that's a really valuable thing. And that's really one of the main reasons. It's a small, tight group, and I appreciate that.